Hi everyone, so let's talk about what is going on with Nicki Minaj and Kenny and Jennifer. So if you've been under a rock, Jennifer has gone onto The Real to share her side of the story when it comes to this lawsuit against Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty, who is a convicted sex offender. So Jennifer wanted to tell her side of the story. This situation has gotten everywhere. And, I am applauding The Real because usually they don't talk about stuff like this. So I was very shocked, but also I was glued. Okay, I was glued because I wanted to know, what happened? You know what I mean? So Jennifer is stating that when she was in her teens in 1994, she told the police that Nicki Minaj's now husband, Kenneth Petty, who was also around 16, they both were 15, 16 years old, had raped her after leading her into a home with a weapon. And she's, speaking out for the first time on camera about her filed lawsuit against Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty. After the 1994 incident, Petty was initially charged with first-degree rape. He has denied the rape charges, but has pleaded guilty to attempted rape and spent over 4 years in jail. So Jennifer just went on The Real yesterday, and she was there with her lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn, who clarified that the lawsuit filed with the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of New York is basically about the events that happened last year, where Jennifer said allegedly that Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty sent associates to harass her in order to get her to recant her 1994 allegations to help get Kenneth Petty off of the sex offender registry, because apparently Nicki Minaj and Petty is going to be moving to LA. They're moving to LA, and he has to register as a sex offender in the state of California. And he don't want to do that. So she basically is coming out, and she has said verbatim, "I'm tired of being afraid. I feel like the actions that were taken in regards to this whole situation have put me in a different type of fear at my age now, and it was wrong. And I don't want to be afraid anymore. So the only way not to be afraid is to continue to speak up." This is what Jennifer said when she was talking about her situation on The Real. And they asked her if she felt like justice was served. And, Jennifer said, "I don't think I thought about the justice per se, because I was still blaming myself. I thought it was something that I did or didn't do. So I don't think I thought about if I got justice. I just knew he did what he did, and he went to jail, and I had to leave my family, I had to leave my home, and I had to move away. So I never really gave it much thought." Now, in Jennifer's lawsuit, she alleges that her and her family members started to receive messages from people claiming to be connected with Nicki Minaj and Kenny. Shortly after Kenny was arrested last year for failing to register as a sex offender in California when he moved from New York. Earlier this month, Petty pleaded guilty to the single court indictment after initially pleading not guilty, and he's scheduled to be sentenced in January. So when Jennifer was asked if she spoke to Nicki Minaj directly, Jennifer alleged that Nicki called her in March of 2020. And Nicki said that she got word that Jennifer was willing to help Nicki and Kenny out of this situation. And Jennifer claimed in this interview that she didn't understand what Nicki Minaj was talking about. She said Nicki Minaj offered to fly her and her family to LA. Jennifer turned it down, and Jennifer told Nicki, woman to woman, that this really happened to her. So Jennifer also said that after this conversation, she and her family members started receiving a lot of harassment calls and unsolicited visits. Jennifer also alleged that an associate of Nicki Minaj and Kenny offered her $20,000 to sign a prepared statement recanting the accusation. Jennifer also said on the reel that after she said no to this associate, she allegedly received a message that she should have taken the money because they were going to use that money to put on her head. And if y'all don't know what that means that they're willing to pay somebody to kill her. So after this happened, Jennifer said she was forced to change her phone number, and she's moved multiple times. She even mentioned that she moved away from her kids. She didn't want her kids to be too close to her and involved. She said her daughter has been stopped in clubs asking about this situation or whatever. And her lawyer, Blackburn, he also alleges that the associate who offered Jennifer the $20,000 recently posted an Instagram video threatening to kill or do bodily harm to Jennifer. Her lawyer also alleged that this video was posted 6 days after Petty accepted his plea deal for failing to register as a sex offender in California. So basically, Garcelle and Adrian, they asked her, so what are you looking to get out of this lawsuit? And, Jennifer basically wants to let Nicki and Kenny know that they were wrong. You can't do this to people. You shouldn't do this to people. And Jennifer says, he did something a long time ago and he had consequences that he was supposed to stick with. What they did to her and her family wasn't okay. She says it wasn't right, and it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter what your status is. You can't intimidate people to make things go better for you, and that's what they did. Jennifer also said, I want my daughters to know that as they grow and as they experience life, they come in contact with friends, family, strangers, whatever, that they'll have the strength to know that they have a voice and they should use it. And don't ever let anybody try to silence them. Now, in December 2018, Minaj, according to this article, Minaj defended Petty over his conviction, writing to a fan on social media that Kenny was 15, Jennifer was 16, in a relationship, but go off internet, y'all can run my life, y'all can't even run your own life. Jennifer has denied in this entire interview, I believe twice, that her and Kenny were ever in a romantic relationship. She said they didn't speak romantically on the phone. She just knew him from the neighborhood. The real producers, cast, whatever, they have reached out to Petty's lawyers and Nicki Minaj's representatives, who did not respond to their request for comment at this time. You guys, this is a really, really touchy situation. Tell me what you guys think about all of this. And please, I do not want any shaming on this lady. But definitely tell me what you guys think about this situation. I see a lot of people out there saying Nicki Minaj needs to divorce Kenny, and I just feel like this whole situation is sad. Clearly something happened here. It was only Jennifer and Kenny there, but something happened, for it to get to this point. Something inappropriate happened at the end of the day. None of us will ever know what that was because none of us was there. But I just feel really sad that all of this is taking place. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.